Stocks versus real estate. Which one is better to invest in? Hey guys, Christopher Story here. So both, I see this a lot. There's some groups that I'm in that people get on there and they say, hey, I've got X amount of dollars to invest. I want to invest. What should I put my money in? And I'm very biased, as you know. I'm a real estate investor, but with that, I do have some opinions, and I think that there's a couple things that can be helpful here. So they're both very, very vast. Real estate is vast. The stock market is vast, and I like both of them. But I wanted to kind of go over the difference between them and what things you should look out for. The number one thing about the stock market and the number one thing about real estate is education. You have to be educated in what you're investing in. That is humongous. If you are not educated in what you are investing in, you are gambling. It is lazy investing and you are gambling. And it is amazing how many people will be lazy investors and basically gamble and call themselves the investor, but they are not. Investing is required. It requires time and it requires education. Okay, you have to have those two things, time and education, so that you make educated decisions in order to invest properly. Okay. Now, here is the difference. I'm going to go into the difference of these. So I'm going to start with real estate. The benefit of real estate, okay, is that you have more control over your investment. What I mean by that is you can drive by that thing and say, oh, it's messing up, I need to fix it. Or, you have control. You can see it. You can control the condition of it. You can control who, if you're doing a long-term buy and hold, who's living in it. You can do you have more control. But the downside to real estate is it is less liquid. Okay, so that depends on your personal preference. Okay, remember, real estate is more control, but less liquid. That means that you can't go and just sell off your real estate in 30 seconds and you got your money back. It doesn't work like that. The other benefit to real estate is long-term appreciation. Okay, and I'll get into that a little bit in a minute. But long-term appreciation, right? But again, it's not as liquid, all right? And then sometimes, depending upon your knowledge, ability, and education and skills, it requires more money or it doesn't really require much at all, right? Now, stocks. The benefit to stocks is they are much more liquid. And what I mean by that is if you get on your app, you can go and sell out as fast as you possibly want to. You can hold on to it as long as you want or sell it as quick as you want. But the downside to stocks is less control. Okay? Remember, you are buying into a public company. You have no control of what that public company does. Yes, you might be able to put a vote in, but you don't have daily control of that company. So that is the downside of stocks. But it's liquid, or it's not liquid, but it's more liquid, because if things aren't going the way you want, you can sell out, take your money, and move it elsewhere. So let me give an example of real estate and why the kind of benefits and of real estate is the buy and hold. Just on one term, buy and hold appreciation is humongous. Buying and holding appreciation means that the property is naturally going to go up, the value is going to go up, and you have control of that because you don't have to buy in the hood. You don't have to let the property deteriorate. You can buy it, keep up with it, have a renter in there that's taking care of it, and then it appreciates, right? And it's paying for itself, right? But that's one of the biggest benefits to real estate. Stocks are a little bit different. Stocks is I'm going to give you an example of a buy and hold. Actually, let me give you an example of buy and hold real quick. So a buy and hold, we bought a property years and years and years and years ago, and we bought it for about $100,000. Okay, but when we bought this property, it's now worth $250,000 today. The upside is that we've made $150,000. The downside is that to get that money, it's going to take more than 30 days, right? Or depending on how we do it, but I can't just go sell it basically. I can't just turn around and go, I'm out, I want my money back. It takes some time, Okay. So we made money, 150 grand, but we can't just run and grab that. On stocks, this is another example. So on stocks, it's liquid. I'm going to use a stock buy that I did years and years ago. If you guys know anything about this, American Airlines back in 2011 tanked, it was like a 2011, I believe. It was somewhere in there. It tanked. And when it tanked, it went down to 28 cents a share. Okay. Now, this one's fun for me because I woke up one morning and I knew, I was like, American Airlines is it's a big company. They're at that time there was a lot of bailouts going on. So I bought at 28 cents a share. I bought $79 worth. I'll never forget this. I bought $79 worth, and to me, I was like, well, on this one, I gambled. I'm not gonna lie. This one I gambled. I don't recommend this. This is why I only did $79 worth. I did, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna put $79 in. Who cares? Let's see what happens, right? So I bought at 28 cents a share. I bought $79 worth. That $79 went up, and when I sold it, the $79 turned to about $9,000. Now, everyone out there might hear that and go, damn, that's just crazy. But that's also dumb luck, okay? I had no control over that. Now, today, okay, I sold it when it was at $50 a share. I bought it stupid low. Again, that was a gamble. That was not this educated decision. That was a guess. That was a speculation, and it worked. There's a lot of people do that. I don't do that anymore. In my portfolio, I don't speculate. I run numbers. There's a whole process I go through. But on that one, I speculated, and it went up. It went to $50 a share. I sold it at $50, and I placed the money somewhere else. Today, American Airlines, I believe last week it was like $15 a share. Had I held on to that, remember, I have no control over that. Had I held on to that, it would have tanked from $50 a share to $15 a share. Now, that wouldn't be $9,000. That'd be a lot less. Now, again, let's go and throw that on the speculation side, which a lot of people do on stocks, is that had I put $20,000, I did the math on this with Misty and I, $20,000 in that stock, we would have made about $2 million in that stock if we had sold it. Okay. The point is, that particular stock was speculation. Everything else I've ever done is education. You got to understand what you're buying, right, and understand it. And so I'm kind of like that Warren Buffett. If you know anything about Warren Buffett with stocks, he's an airline-aholic. He loves the business, but he just keeps buying it. And Charlie Munger has to tell him stop buying the airlines. And they actually just sold out the airlines not too long ago. So the point is this: is that it was liquid. The benefit was that I could, as soon as I was ready, at $50 a share, boom, I could sell it. But I had no control over it, right? I just didn't have any control over that, okay? So, what I recommend with everyone is that whether you choose real estate or whether you choose stocks, they're both great. They both have their benefits. You have to choose what's best for you, okay? And there's only one way to do that. It's education. Stocks you can get in really fast and learn, but real estate you can't just. You can jump in fast too and learn, but either way, it's taking action and just jumping in and trying it out, right, and going forth. But you have to educate yourself. So I do want to share this with you guys that my advice to you, if you have interest in stocks, if you're like, I want to learn stocks, you must read, and the reading, and you might fall asleep to it, but I encourage you to read this book, right? The Intelligent Investor. It's by Benjamin Graham, all right? This book is killer. This book helped me understand stocks. And no matter what you do, whether you're going to be stocks or real estate, you need to treat it as a business. Do not go in thinking fast money. I cannot stress that enough to anyone out there. Fast money is fast money for a reason, because it goes as fast as it showed up. And that's a perfect example of what happened to American Airlines. Had I held on to it, that thing would have went $50 to $12 or to $15. I think it went to like $10. And when coronavirus hit, it just killed it. The point is, you must educate yourself. On stocks, that's a fantastic book. Okay? Real estate, there's tons of resources. I teach real estate That's one of my favorite investment vehicles. I teach it. There is a free group, a Facebook group that we have that my wife, Misty, and I teach real estate, that we help other people learn how to invest in real estate. So if you're interested, I would love to help you with that. There's a link that you can click and it goes to the group. So we'd love to help you with that. So either way, go with whichever one you want, real estate or stocks. It's completely up to you. So, but last thing I'm going to leave you with, aside from education, is remember this one other thing too. This is my favorite part of investing. Whether it's real estate or whether it's stocks, you don't lose a dime until you sell it. Can't stress that enough. You don't lose any money until you decide to sell that asset and lock it in. That's when you lose, or that's when you make your gain. And that's it. So until then, guys, keep learning, keep researching, keep understanding, and don't listen to Joe Bob or Joe Blow friend that told you, you need to buy this stock because it's going up. Don't do that. Right? I think everyone in this world has made that mistake at least once. I was one of those. Don't do that. It's not going to help you. Do your research. Be very educated on what you're purchasing and treat it like a business, and you'll make great gains and you'll do very well. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys. Stay educated. Stay on it. And I'll catch you guys next time.